locations that will give you less freedom than mentally. Maybe, but that's not the only thing that could be different. You may find things you did not available yet, but available to you. We'll see what that is. But essentially, it's a practice, it's an experiment to find out. So this collective rhythm, as we walk, as we go through space, as we spend time in a place, I invite you to be conscious about what is the rhythm in this body, and what is the collective rhythm that is unfolding, and how might you feel, how might you feel curious, desire of going about partaking in that collective rhythm.
Yes, definitely stay with dissonance. Is that the opposite of joining a collective rhythm, or is that still the same?
Collective rhythm in this context, what is the overall composition of the rhythm? It may be chaos. It may not be harmonized. So collective just means what is the overall picture here? So sometimes you might join, sometimes you might not, but they are all collective. Is that answer you don't want us to know? Because you're asking us to uh, I'm offering the invitation to stay vigilant as an offering, but in the moment, as Farah and Chloe often remind, let's see, in the moment, you want to join, then you join. But just offering one more shade of the
Can be where you are. I just want to share that last time something that really made the switch for me was when Silver offered that what about we stay with something longer instead of joining this, joining that, joining this, joining that quickly. And that when I tried that, that made a huge switch to my experience. Staying with something longer and visiting differences, but still staying with that dissonance. And yeah, thank you.
I feel like this should be like this is such a human thing to do, but it's so like degraded now. And it's such a nice feeling, makes you feel alive, makes you feel more connected to earth and nature itself.
I think I have been like accustomed to the like normal environment, and then when I get into this space I feel like it's quite uncomfortable and unfamiliar, like, and then I slowly get into the space, then I start to get a sense of familiarity because I went through Sufi, so they are kind of like, remind me of that safe space. I think like I never like how to say, like you sandal your back on the wall like I feel like supported at that moment, like I like never in the public space you like be doing that now, kind of like surprise me with the cooling sensation from the wall and the sensation.
The first one is rhythm that you notice from the surrounding. So rhythm could be a rhythm of certain movement in the space that you notice, or visual pattern that you see is also a kind of rhythm, and it could be sound. Yeah. So visual, audio, movement, all this could be a kind of rhythm. This is the first thing. And the second thing is one thing that is true inside your body. So now it's inside. And this could be also including rhythm inside your body if you notice. Okay? So this is the second one. And last but not least is agency inside your body. How do you feel? What is agency for you now inside your body?
In the circumstance of your body and the space that you're in, what is something your body can make a choice and do? In response to the circumstance that you're in and how your body is feeling in that moment.
Like Alfred said yesterday, like he wants to slow down. I had like yesterday I felt like finally I felt slow.
I felt slow. For that period of time, you don't have to do anything. I felt like I checked my phone so much less, which made me feel so much better. Yeah. And agency, a choice that I want to make today is like, just I I'm not sure. I'm gonna make the choice to not be sure.
Agency, I feel the power of groups. I'm not alone now, so I feel the um, if I'm alone, I can do that. But yesterday and today has a power of groups. It is my one of the agency. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
The air is flowing this way from the fan, but there are cars going that way. Rhythm inside. I feel, because of the imbalance, I feel my right side more at ease than my left. Because I've been thinking about sounding vibration as movement, and using a different language has a different resonance. So it's really cool to explore that. Yeah.
So I can feel like the sounds and the lights and the fan. It comes to me like vibrations on my skin. It's kind of loud. What lingers from yesterday is, I know we were all kind of doing our own thing with our movements, but once in a while we would catch each other and then like smile at each other. It's like a temporary point where you take yourself out of that practice, but then you come back so easily into it. So I like that.
What does agency feels like in my body right now? Changing position. And perhaps also softening my shoulders area that I feel a bit tight, and breathe into it. I realized, this is only after I went home, that even though we've been practicing this, we understand what softening around obstacles is. I realized with new bodies in the group, it's like I'm also learning again how to share and coexist with these other bodies. So I did notice there are moments where I catch thoughts in my head, or obstacles, so so I guess learn to acknowledge and soften around it.
I don't think that they have ever same rhythm of everyone at the same times in each second. Always like outside, inside, and also the air. Myself, I really, I don't know, I really love to feel the air, the rhythm of the air, the smell of the air, the weight of the air. So, and I feel more comfortable and secure today compared with yesterday. Maybe I have a desire, like from yesterday, to listen to my inner side a bit, that I always doubt and hesitate, I'm not sure,
I'll try to articulate. Basically, I feel that the systems and the structures we live in don't want you to feel desire, or don't want you to know your desire. Because if we are very clear about desire, we will revolution already.
I agree.
So it's not your fault that you don't know. We're coded to quiet our desires. We're coded to ignore our desires. So this work is about practicing that.
I have to practice. I don't want to perform any muscle on my face, and I want to soften against the vulnerability of doing that, and continuously every second give myself permissiveness to exist in this state. what I connected to or what worked for me was being very, very quiet. Quiet allowed me to open myself up to the world a lot more. And so I could feel the visual movement in the colors and the sounds of my environment translate into my body a lot more. And I felt like my eyes were wide open and I could see the shapes of the collective. Staccato, like still, some of you were moving together, and I could feel my body translate all of that into movements. And that was how I felt connected to the collective rhythm. I felt like I was understanding what it meant when you said communal and collective rhythm. My desire is that I wish that we could have done that even longer. Yeah.
We are moving a little bit fast. Ideally, this collective rhythm idea of staying with dissonance and coexistence of differences takes longer time to land. But essentially, the invitation or offering of imagination is, can this collective rhythm or collective larger picture include you're getting tea, getting food, going to the toilet? So if we expand that picture to include the individual needs of the bodies. So Alfred brought up how far can I be and still be taking care or being aware of someone. So we talked about a collective that is porous enough to include or accommodate differences. Perhaps the collective is really an awareness. So for instance, yesterday we had a lot of fun dubbing Sungai there at the first segment. We had a lot of fun, we follow our curiosities and we connect with somebody, but it could also be three of you really on your own and nothing to do with the rest of the collective. So today, the invitation is simply being aware of, oh, three of us are here and then five of them are there. That's it. It doesn't mean three of you must be with the five people. So, in other words, we are curious about co-creating a shared space that we have a big enough picture to be aware of everyone, but also attending to our own needs and desires. So for instance, Kaede, you said today you feel like you want to be alone in a black box. My curiosity or invitation is, are you able to feel truly that near other bodies? I don't know, I just have a curiosity, like, are you able to, or is there space in this collective for someone to feel like they want quiet time? Is another way of asking. And
And maybe we are also trying to question quiet time for one body. Does it mean everyone have to be quiet time for someone to feel calm? Or is it so maybe dissonance is a little bit like could a very high energy or quite quiet, they are okay to be side by side or not? Without feeling like they need to compromise their own to make the other feel better. And in other words, can we practice and develop and experience agency from each body to trust that each body is able to have agency about what they want, but still be in a shared space and aware of differences.
A lot of times growing up, being in a group, it's always abandoning your personal desire or needs, right? So I think if this is just your beginning of practicing staying connecting to yourself while participating in the collective, it might take some time to get there. So I would say it's normal that you feel like, sometimes you might lean into the self more, sometimes you go to the collective more. So I feel like this is a practice for you to test out, to see, hey, what feels right to you today.
For most of my life, I have felt like I need to change myself to belong to something, and as a result, maybe I don't really know like bits of myself, or like I don't know which bits of myself that I made up for other people and which are like my own self. So I think it's interesting, like the concept of like the dissonance but still within a collective. I think that's interesting in that I still feel like I need permission. I still feel like I need a facilitator, like Rensin, you say, okay, it's okay to be dissonant within a collective, right? To have that permission to be yourself in a group. I don't know if I'm making sense, but like that's what I feel today anyway. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't feel left out. So it is important not to push myself in order to stay in a group. Yeah, I realize that. Thank you.
One of my early impulses for Republic, which is about a sense of the body seemed to have no power in this city landscape. At some point I felt, maybe that's a narrative that I have, that my body has no power. But I think over time I still feel that it's still a valid statement about built structures, or the evolving built structures take away the body's relationship to the ground, to the land. And I feel that when we operate in non-places are like in malls, or for instance now Central Market or Medan Pasar is a non-place because it's a built new, it looks like anywhere else. when we don't have a relationship with the land, I lose some power.
I think it's really true, and I can see like you really have a strong desire to really let your body connect with the city. I can see that's really, really deep. Yeah, and it's so beautiful and it's so important. And I think you see some a very important truth that a lot of people forgotten, or they don't care, like they don't even recognize how important and how they are disconnect with the space they are living.
Plurality that I can see in a group, then it's within the awareness of the collective, and this really could happen like side by side, and then dissonant, staying with dissonant. Like we already tried playing around at the more vibrant street there, more noisy, more chaotic, and then we walk down the so quiet road just now. And also the plurality of the space, like also wow, like we can enjoy this spectrum of rhythm, yeah, a lot, and very quiet. And I think the plurality in the group inform the plurality inside myself. Actually, it goes this way. So I felt, oh, yeah.
In rhythm wise, I feel like there is different flow of people and river and the bird flying. It's make different flow and it's make different rhythm.
Inside, outside kan? Shit, okay. Inside, there is something kat sini. It's like quite like butterfly. Yes, but I'm also feeling the same thing again now. Yeah. No! It's, yeah, okay. It's there, and then my and then the way my heart was pumping also, it's like fast for a while and then it's like slow down. Then it's like again fast. It's like near the traffic light, it slows down, and after that it's like pachot. So it's like that. Outside is okay, there's a guy over there. Up there is like burung gaga. Tadi I saw those two burung gaga here that was like flying super beautifully, like very synchronized. Like almost they're like turning the head also the same time. They're flying also the same time. I'm not sure whether it's the same guys or not. But yeah, it was so beautiful to watch actually.
What's a sensation that I feel inside my body right now in this present moment is, I guess I felt the push to speak louder, and also, I don't know, I think the raindrops on my skin, yeah. Surrounding. Well, outside, what do I notice? I notice the sky being really gray. I hear the train. I also feel like suddenly the whole sky turned into a waterfall. Oh yes. A bit delayed, but great. What do I notice in the collective is that now we are all squeezing, like it's a closer next to each other. Everybody's leaning in. comparing to a more chill and lay backward position just now. Now it's like inward, squeezing in. My desire for session today. Continue to lean into the collective. Obviously, we have less participants, we have Tacy, so the dynamic can be a little bit different. While expanding our awareness also to the other bodies that are existing in wherever we swim to.
I felt the sky is very low before the rain. Yeah, I felt like suddenly the sky is closer to us. Ling used the word maybe occupy, maybe ownership, maybe claim, maybe right to the land. Essentially, the first part of the practice is to landing, and find the ground, connect to the ground, so that you source from this connection to the earth, to the ground, to the land, to output, to channel through movement or voice, vibration or waves or frequencies. So you are sourcing from this connection from your body to the land to be and to move and to vibrate. There's more to it. Just now you say here, listening to the land, listening to the city, listening to the people here, and Farah talk about other bodies outside of this group. But I think we practice the first step first. To relate to your own body and other bodies in this team or outside of this team as part of nature. So in a way, maybe not chatting like usual, like social, but just noticing, okay, this body is walking with me, is still beside me, there's two bodies behind me, and then these bodies enter a different space or pass through some different parts of the space. Other new bodies, new stimulus, new sensations in the body, new tightness, new expansion, new impulses. If you have capacity, the other extra thing is just to notice this collective body. How are you a part of this collective body that sometimes when you have capacity includes other bodies within the space?
whether it's a nature or the city or you being one with the larger, and how can we still source and connect to that when we're in a very socially crowded space?
So as we move from here, we notice how this formation, this pattern of bodies shifts and evolves, and as you move, different nervous systems, different pair of kidneys, moving pass through different currents of air, currents of temperature, new space, new bodies, new stimulus, and notice what shifts in the body, shift in the weight, shift in resistance, shift in openings, shift in obstacles.
What Renzin says sticks to me is see people as bodies. So I started to see everyone as bodies, and I think this opened up a new uh, sensation in me, like seeing people walk on their shoes, carrying something, and then where is their gaze and how they turn their head, how they arrange things like this. Suddenly there are so many ooh, and then yeah, so I taking this yeah, people as bodies with me, and I feel light-hearted. I don't know why, but um, I think it's because there is less narrative. Maybe it's just bodies. So yeah, I don't know everyone's history, but we are all like now coexist as bodies in this space. Makes me feel um, yeah, more not united, not united. We are the same but not same. Yeah, something like that. But more, I think is shedding off those heaviness. I don't know what's the heaviness come from, but seeing people at mere bodies, like it tuned back to very fundamental existence. I think, yeah.
So from this place of quote unquote neutral or simpler bodies with no narratives, how could you allow what needs to come through you, your body connected to the larger earth, but being in this circumstance?
I think this imagery of like the collective as a body, as a collective body, or as a collective creature was really activating for me at almost a very subconscious level. From the first in session, I assumed that when you ask like what is your desire, I thought I would kind of just settle into one state. Yes, this is what my body wants to do. But when you gave a different prompt just now, which was prior to that, it was to be a collective creature. And now coming out, it was to do collective discharge. My body wanted to do a completely different thing.
Allow your body to metabolize the experience.
further than before that. Any questions or add on? Collective discharge. Collective discharge. Wow.
Is there explanation needed on what does that mean to the body?
Allowing ourselves, giving ourselves the permission to follow our agency and impulses, to listen to our desire. It's such a I just really appreciate that time, and having a collective to do this together, that just adds another layer of it. I think my desire is to give time. After all, collective also mean different bodies, right? And we are also learning about each and every other bodies. How do we coexist in the shared space? How can we tend to our body and pay attention to our own bodies while staying with the group? It's something that I think a lot of us are still learning and practicing. So to give time is my desire.
I am moving and also move. So, what? Present tense and past tense, I don't know. Like to be moved and also move. So I wrote move to affirm, move to relieve, move to release, move to say thank you, move to resonate, and the moment that I step out from the indoor CM to this outdoor, I immediately connected to what Val said, like the land is larger, like woo, extend, boom. Yeah, so this is very vivid to me just now, and my desire is to move freely and to listen to the collective. Now collective in my sense and in my body is very different than before, because before that collective is just an idea, or yeah, just an idea. But now I have a desire to learn more about collective through bodies, and I want to feel more connected to the city, to the land, and to the space, and to Malaysia.
For me, like it was really fun using the space of whatever was available to just see what you can do, see what my body is curious to do, and just the act of desire is just the act of play for me.
I just wanted to stand still. I wanted to listen to everybody else. I really enjoyed like listening to the rhythms, and I wanted to sit down. I walked around for a little bit. I sang a little bit, but I think mostly I was just I'm really boring right now because this is what I want. Because I thought I was like, oh no, everybody's doing a lot. I gotta do a bit more. And I was like, no, it's okay. This is the desire.
Oi. For me, is the location in connection to the body. How the longer you are in that location, not only does the location, the temperature, the sound changes, your body changes with it as well. As in how you feel, the warmth, the cold.
However you are, as you are listening to your body, listening to your agency, being curious, being open, dreaming with us, collective dreaming. Collective dreaming. Your weight to explore different ways your body can land on this ground, how differently the land can hold you. And notice again curiosity, desire, pleasure, and obstacles. Sounds are okay, sounds have space. Yeah. When you're being held, where you want to be held, how you want to be held, what shifts in your body, what voice wants to come through, what movement wants to come through.
And desires. Hey, I hope the general public can join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KLCC, let me go. KLCC, don't let me go. You can also use don't let me go as a variation. Brown, don't let me go. Just let me go. Just let me go. Sky, touch my hand.
The prompts that were given, and it's such a very meaningful way to experience the space itself. Yeah.
I feel like this should be like, this is such a human thing to do, but it's so like degraded now. And it's such a nice feeling, makes you feel alive, makes you feel more connected to earth and nature itself. Curiosity, how did we evolve from this to this? Just felt like a nice fantasy to live in for a bit while walking around the grass with my bare feet. I didn't really have a thought in mind. I just felt alive, in the moment. Felt like such a human thing to do. This is very overlooked upon, is what I think. Yeah.
First recognize how the raindrops land on my body. So it's very specific. I name and acknowledge it. So my eyebrow, my finger. So like every drop. So it's very specific. And then then how about the voice? How it lands on my body. So it makes me think about that and I try to engage with that and sense that. So I also change my body to see how it lands differently and so then the movement naturally occurs a lot because I'm curious about how voice lands on me. Sayang my something something. So actually at the same time, almost at the same time, I think I'm saying like open my forehead. I also curious about if I can change the verb that to more specifically fit my desire. Yeah.
The experience to me was surrender. It felt like the levels of surrender that you can achieve in a space like this is unprecedented because there's something so animalistic about these desires, and it's not about whether or not they're there. They're just always going to be there. It's how much you can tune into them and surrender to your environment and let it hold you and trust that it can hold you. It felt such a full, like you've opened the gates of that beastly impulse thing, and that's all that's left of me. It's like a bunch of impulses and it's beautiful. I loved it. Yeah.
I really appreciated the different. Woo, another body. A female. Oh, me. I really enjoyed the different spaces and rhythms and choices that each body was allowing or making choice or just noticing.
I felt really free, and which I don't usually feel around people or in public spaces, so this was quite special. Yeah, I think it's just this practice. It's quite, I don't know. I don't have the words, but yeah, it was very freeing. It was fun.
I'm quite happy, but at the same time feel trapped. Yeah, because the energy around it's bringing up. I think it's like particles sending the energy to each other through this space, and I still feel a bit disgusting to the sensation I'm feeling now. Shit. Yeah, and I think this would be the most impressing feeling towards ground and grasses throughout my life.
I love that so much. The body is so beautiful on the grass. No.
Ask the motherland to hold us. Like, I don't know, like, then I said, it's okay. I don't need any hold, but can I hold you, motherland? I was like, then I feel like it's too big for me to hold. Like, then I say, then let the rain drop on my body and let myself something maybe will merge into the land together. Yeah.
It was like a lot. It was a lot of things happening at the same time, and trying to ground myself was not easy. I think the more I try to feel things, the more it unlocks the things that I'm actively choosing not to feel, and it required me to release those things in order for me to feel in the present, to be in the present, and I still have not gotten there. I'm not done opening up. I'm not done unpeeling myself. I'm not in the present. I am so angry. I am in so much pain. I'm so frustrated. Nothing about this place makes me happy. Everything appears wrong. And as the further I try to filter myself from the lights and the lies that I see around me, the further I try to isolate myself and say, think of yourself separate from that. Don't be angry. The more I try to do that, the angrier I got, the more frustrated I got. And I'm choosing right now in this moment to feel that frustration, to feel that pain, because there's no other way for me to unpeel myself.
Dataran, peganglah payudaraku, hold my breasts, paru-paruku, my lungs, kedua-dua buku laliku, both my ankles. Peganglah celah-celah jari kakiku, hold the spaces in between my toes. Air hujan yang terserap dalam kukuku, the rainwater that is absorbed into my nails. Peganglah punggungku, hold my butt, melintas ke pinggangku, graze upwards towards my waist. Lepaskan perutku, pegangkan lagi payudaraku. Hold my breasts again. Thank you.
I am voicing my body and everything that comes with it, myself and how I'm feeling at the moment. This is how I feel, and it's constantly evolving, right? And it's not just me, it's us. And I feel this about voicing as well. It's vibrations encountering each other. Like I use noise, but noise is probably not the right word. But the noise in me encountering the noise in the collective, encountering the noise in the city. Because there's this, and this, and this, it amplifies each other. I felt really connected to my body.
Yeah, very expansive.
Expansive,
Like
yeah.
whenever there's this, we can really recognize it all at one time.
All at one time, yeah. The desire came and it was met, but without my head being in the way.
at first it felt like I'm making some effort, like yeah. But after that, I felt like, wow, this is nice to do actually, like because I really want to do that, you know. But it's like I'm not like this, like yeah, something is like blocking me from doing that. But today it felt like I'm slowly getting the thing that I needed to be more, like to really open up myself more. Yeah.